I might do a quick review on the power pass of the runes as well. I just don't want them to be too much about giving damage, but it might be a lot of the more utility and defensive ones are just on the weak side, and those can certainly come up immediately.
Well, the problem that you have, once again, is that, like, so I sort of mentioned this earlier, but if the tools that you have are too powerful, then the people who know to use them are benefited to a larger degree compared to the people who don't. And what you're doing there,
Yeah, but just drop more items with sockets.
then you end up in a situation where content will, be like.
Thank you, Bench.
A new player goes into this, and it's like, well, I didn't know about this, and then like you get screwed over. And so like things like.
We'll also be going back to Diablo in a few weeks.
Tree can be this way, where it's like, okay, well, you had to know to pick this, and if you didn't know to do that, then you're screwed, right? Like that's the kind of thing that's like a bit of a problem, and so that we just have to be really careful about that, and like that's actually one of the reasons, by the way,
look at this.
why lesser runes exist, because if you knew to put a lightning damage rune in your weapon. Then you would just like completely like ridiculous compared to anyone who didn't know that, and so it's like you've got like it shouldn't be that just a single like if there's a tool like that which you just with knowledge alone it's like you're completely like you're completely overpowered compared to other people. So you just have to be like we just have to be really careful with that stuff.
Well, it's important. It's also,
Reddit is so crazy.
Oh no, you go on.
It's just important to make sure that the solutions are very front facing, because that passive tree stuff. In PoE 1, sure, I agreed. And it seems obvious to a bunch of people, but then also there's two problems going on there in the PoE 1, which is it adds to a sense of complexity because it's like, here are the things you must know before you start playing to have a good time. And I know that's one small piece of that puzzle, or that problem. And the second thing is, looking at PoE 1 from that crafting bench, is that the crafting bench is in your hideout and not in any town, which I agree is a downside. Ideally, it would be more in your face. And so, like, a lot of people just forget to use it and forget that it exists. And that is a thing where, like, again, if you know, you know, and you have a good time, and if you don't know, you don't know, and you like, suffering. So whatever the solutions end up being, we definitely need to make sure are, like, very front-facing in your face and are like, here's clearly the very intuitive way to solve these problems. So that's just an important piece of, like, philosophy we need to make sure we maintain.
A lot of that can be solved through quests, though, right? You can have an NPC early giving one of those like runes and even telling you, like, "Hey, chuck this in your weapon for more damage if you're using a bow."
It would. I mean, surely, if the runes are there to solve problems, then ideally, we're not telling you exactly which one to use, right? Because it should be dependent on what your problem is. But we do need to make sure that people have got enough artificers orb to make sure they can do that. That's the main thing that I would say.
Yeah, but you were talking about the problem that you're rewarded for knowledge, which I don't think necessarily is a bad thing. I think that is a good thing.
No, you 100% should be rewarded for knowledge. The question is, was the degree of the reward? Because if it is as high as like the point where just knowing this makes like.
I mean, I'm always trying to be positive about stuff. Either way,
like that means that
I still did enjoy my PoE experience.
It means that the